To whom it may concern, I read this letter to formally submit a request. Please allow the weight room at Lewis and Clark High School to be formally named the Dan Thew Weight Room. I believe wholeheartedly that this is a good thing, the right thing to do, and will have a positive impact on our school community. Dan Thew retires this year, 2020-2021, after 34 years in Spokane District E1 as a classroom teacher. He worked in our social studies department at Lewis and Clark High School during the entire time. Dan coached a year with Rogers High School football and North Central Wrestling for 2 years prior to accepting his teaching position at Lewis and Clark High School. In athletics at LC, Dan coached in the football program for 24 years from 1986 to 2010, and with the wrestling program for 14 years from 1986 to 2001. He continues announcing wrestling matches, coached middle school wrestling at Sacagawea the last couple of years, and even filled in as an assistant cross-country coach this year, filling a need due to an accident to our head coach. Dan Thew is a lifelong LC Tiger with roots in Hilliard, growing up as a Rogers Pirate, also attending grade school, middle school, and high school here in Spokane. Dan Thew is instrumental at Lewis and Clark High School as an exemplary example of strength, determination, dedication, and motivation. Staff, students, and athletes have seen Coach Thew using the weight room consistently his entire career, surviving bouts of cancer, injury, surgery, kidney stones, recovery from a motorcycle crash, and additional obstacles in life. And growing older, Dan Thew was still always in our weight room. In recent years, even though no longer coaching football or wrestling, he decided to take on the after-school responsibility of weight room supervision. Non-athletes, athletes not in their sports season, and staff members, pre-COVID, mingled each day after school in the weight room under the tutelage and supervision of Coach Thew. He is as quick to offer a story or a good work to our first-generation ELL students from around the globe as he would be to tell a student wearing jeans and flip-flops to come back when you're dressed out. When observing something dangerous or asked about proper form, he would pause his set of exercises and help by demonstrating. Dan is physically a large person. Staff, students, and athletes alike would see Coach Thew doing reps with 50-pound dumbbells and be inspired to do better. He would remind those in the weight room that this is a place to get stronger and do better. The weight room at LC is the natural domain for Dan Thew, at par with his classroom at Lewis and Clark High School. I hope this request is favorably received, allowed, passed, and adopted. I am willing to help with the process of dedication, signage, plaque, a Coach Dan Thew quote, or similar. At the same time, if you vote in favor, there are so many people that have worked with Dan that are better positioned to help with the details than I am. I look up to Dan as a friend, colleague, physical specimen sculpted by a place he loves, Lewis and Clark High School and the weight room. Lewis and Clark High School could make this dedication a community event at the start of the next school year for all to attend, state guidelines in place for COVID, especially retired staff members and Lewis and Clark High School alumni. Thank you for listening to this request. Sincerely, John Kenline.